memory architectures. In discussion above, we saw that computer CPU contains necessary criteria for data processing and controlling other components of the computer. We also saw that CPU contains several registers for storing data and instructions, but they can store a few bytes at a time. If instructions and data of an executing program were to reside secondary storage like disk and fetch the loaded one by one into CPU registers as the program execution proceeded, this would lead to CPU being idle for most of the time. So basically, CPU was idle for most of the time. This is because there is a large speed mismatch between the rate at which CPU can process data and the rate at which system can transfer data from disk to CPU registers. For example, a CPU can process data at the rate of about 5 nanoseconds per byte, and a disk reader can read data at speed of about 5 microseconds per byte. So if a CPU can process data at the rate of 5 nanoseconds per byte, and a CPU can receive that data in about 5 microseconds per byte, hence within the time in which the disk can supply 1 byte of data, a CPU can process 1000 bytes. So there is a speed mismatch between the byte of data and the reading, the processing of CPU and reading of that data. So there is a mismatch. This would lead to very poor overall performance even for a computer having very fast CPU. So this is leading to degradation in performance, overall performance of a computer. The time to fetch and load data from this storage space into CPU registers must also be very small as compared to that of disk storage to reduce the speed mismatch problem with the CPU speed. So we have to reduce that speed mismatch problem. Physically, this memory consists of some integrated circuit IC chips either on motherboard or on small circuit board attached to motherboard of a computer system. This built-in memory allows CPU to store and retrieve data very quickly. The rate of fetching data from memory is of order 50 nanoseconds per byte. Hence, rate of data fetching from main memory is about 100 times faster than high-speed secondary storage like disk. So, the speed of CPU and the speed of that data transfer between memory and CPU, if they are different, then it may lead to poor overall performance. So the solution for this is having such a memory which is volatile but it is very fast, like primary memory, so which is expensive than secondary memory. So its size will be less than secondary memory, but it is expensive because it is very fast in performance. So the data which is stored on this memory, which is primary memory, is volatile, means uh, it will be destroyed or it will be erased after that usage. So the need for primary memory was for faster operation of the system.